Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miki, and today we're going to be reviewing Singapore Airlines business class. This is often coined the world's best airline as well as the world's best business class, so I'm going to take you around and show you exactly how it was. Not only that, but I'm also going to give you a secret look into Singapore's elite private terminal. Called Jet Quay, this is located in Changi Airport where you can get your own suite, private terminal, private security. They can even do a jet side transfer where you take a tarmac limo directly to the airplane. Now let's head back to Seattle so that we can travel to Singapore together. This is my second time flying business class in this lifetime, and both times were in fact for business. Business class has their own service counter, and the weight limits on your luggage are also different. Now before we get on the plane, I'm going to use my Priority Pass to get into the Club Lounge in Seattle. Priority Pass gives you access to specific lounges around the world. Inside the lounge, they usually have a buffet-style spread of food and drinks. There's usually also lots of workstations as well as a private bathroom, and you can wait in here until it's time to board your plane. First class and business class boards through a different entrance, and this is the A350 plane. The seats are incredibly spacious, and while it's very comfortable, it still feels very luxurious. Immediately upon sitting down, you will see some special amenities. This includes an eye mask, slippers to change into because we all know how uncomfortable it is to wear shoes for a long flight, and one of my favorites is this pop-up compartment that actually has water inside. Inside are also noise-canceling headphones if you want to watch a movie or listen to some music. And right lateral to your seat, you will see a stowage area usually used for laptops. There's also a reading light and lots of different ports for charging different devices. On the right side, we have a hook to hang a coat. On the left, there is a mirror for your convenience. If you have the opportunity to, I would highly recommend selecting a bulkhead seat. For those who don't know, these are seats that are immediately behind the bulkhead, also known as walls. The only caveat is that if there are any infants, the bassinets are also usually in this row. So if you don't want to risk being next to a crying baby, this may not be your best spot. However, it tends to be the most spacious and gives you the most amount of legroom. First thing I like to do when I get on the plane is to change into these slippers, and I don't put my real shoes on until we're about to land. I stow these away to the front of the seat. After the passengers have been seated, they will immediately offer you a drink. This is when a lot of people like to have champagne, but I opted for some orange juice. They will also hand you a warm towel so that you can clean off your hands and your surroundings. Since I've been to Singapore a couple of times now, I feel like I can actually recognize the crew members, and honestly, I was shocked that he recognized me as well. I have flown business and I've flown economy, and regardless, the customer service is always top tier. I still think it's so crazy that the first time I ever visited Singapore was kind of on a whim, and now 2 years later, I've been there almost once every 6 months. Right before the plane leaves, this is when they will take the drink away, and we are going to fasten our seatbelts and get ready for takeoff. Once we are in the air, they then offer you another drink. And this time I did opt for some champagne. I don't normally drink any alcohol, but I do love a little champagne here and there because I feel like it helps me sleep a little bit better. Then they always come around and offer these warm salted nuts. They clearly toast these in an oven or a microwave or something because they're always nice and toasty and they taste delicious. My favorites are always the almonds. Singapore Airlines also has something very special called Book the Cook. This means that you can go into their app and reserve your main course up to 24 hours before you fly. In the app, you can preview in-flight food, beverage, amenities, and snacks, and order things like lobster so that they make sure they have it ready on board for you. And on board, the crew will make sure that they have the correct order for you. Usually about an hour in the flight, this is when they start setting up for the meal service. They will make sure the table is ready and put a tablecloth on it so it feels like a true dining experience. The way Singapore Airlines does it, they do it like course meals. The first thing to come out is always a salad. This was a smoked salmon salad with beet puree dressed with grainy mustard vinaigrette. I don't usually love eating veggies on the plane because I usually feel like they're a little too moist. But this salad I really thoroughly enjoyed. It genuinely felt like the salad that I would eat at a restaurant. And perhaps my favorite part is that they will then come around with a tray of bread for you to choose from. If you ever get the chance, you absolutely must try their garlic bread. It is my favorite. And right next to it, you will also see a tiny bottle of olive oil. You guys know that I am a sucker for many things. The garlic bread is always so flavorful, delicious, and toasted to perfection. And yes, I have asked for seconds and thirds, and they never say no. For this meal, I did book the cook in advance. I ordered the beef steak that comes comes with potatoes, Parmesan cream spinach, and herb butter. Out of everything, I would say compared to the steak, the potatoes were actually my favorite. And then finally we have the dessert menu, which I ended up getting some fresh fruits and some chocolate ice cream. Of all of the flights I've ever taken in my life, Singapore Airlines by far, by a landslide, has the best food ever. Like, I genuinely look forward to eating on the flight. Now that we just ate a huge meal, there's no better time than now to food coma. We are going to try to sleep so that we don't get jet lagged when we arrive in Singapore. I kindly asked the crew for an amenity kit, which this is one of my favorites. I don't even know how to pronounce this brand, but I'm gonna say Penhaligons. It's a London brand, but they give you this really cute faux leather pouch, and inside there is hand lotion, lip balm, as well as a facial mist. When you're in the air, everything gets so dry. Your face, your hand, your lips. So this kit definitely comes in handy. Next, we're going to unbox our little eye mask. Fun fact, the UV on planes is extra bad because you are so high up in the air. Because of this, I always make sure that I am wearing sunscreen for takeoff and landing. But I don't want sunscreen when I'm sleeping, so we're gonna wipe that off with a makeup wipe. I love these mini ones from Neutrogena. They also dim the lights right after the meal service, so it prompts you to know that it's time to sleep if you don't want to have horrible jet lag. This business class seat features a fully flat bed. According to their website, it is handcrafted from Scottish leather and diamond stitched, and it's certainly incredibly comfortable, complete with linen, duvet, and pillows. There are usually 2 to 3 pillows and a full set of linens. The first time I flew business class, all I wanted to do was enjoy every single last amenity, so I feel like I didn't get an ounce of sleep, but this time I was ready to knock out. I think I ended up being able to take a nap for about 2.5 hours before I woke up super hungry. They have an extensive list of snacks and a snack basket where you can choose almost anything and everything, and my favorites are their Kit Kats. Then they came by and asked if I was still hungry, to which I was like, yes, of course, I'm always hungry. So they gave me these really cute granola bites, and then I decided that I would try to get a little bit of work done. By the way, this is new, but Singapore Airlines actually offers complimentary Wi-Fi for all passengers as long as you are a KrisFlyer member. And it is completely free to be a KrisFlyer member. All you have to do is sign up with your email. And then you know it's time for the next meal when they turn the lights back on and hand you another warm towel. The flight from Seattle to Singapore is 16 hours non-stop, so it usually includes 2 full meal services as well as a snack. And again, we are going to do a 3-course meal starting with a salad. This one featured lemon beets and garden greens, garlic bread as usual, and I did try this new crispy flat cracker. One thing about me is that I will never say no to bread. And for this meal, I actually did not book the cook in advance. I wanted to choose on the flight. I ended up asking the flight attendant what she recommended, and she chose the signature roasted chili and sea bass over forbidden rice. She said that it was one of her favorites. And boy, oh boy, this is probably one of the best meals I've ever had on a plane. And for dessert, I ended up getting one of every single thing they offered, which included gourmet cheese, a selection of sliced fresh fruits, and then a pistachio praline layer cake. And after that, would you believe it, I am back to nap time. This time, I'm pretty sure I passed out for a solid 4 hours. You may have also noticed that they have this iconic cabin crew uniform. This is called the Sarong Kabaya, and you can actually tell what rank they are by looking at the color of their uniform. I think it's super cool that you can tell their seniority just by the look of their uniforms. Right before landing, I'm going to put my shoes on, and before I draw my window shades up, we are going to apply sunscreen. I noticed that Asian airlines always make you draw the window shades up when you are taking off and landing, whereas I don't think American airlines have ever really asked me to do this, ? And that's it, we are back in one of my absolute favorite places in the world, Singapore. Last time I was in Singapore, the Jet Quay team was so nice to take care of me, and so I actually reached out to them this time and asked if I could film a video for my YouTube channel. I am gonna give you guys an exclusive sneak peek into one of the coolest things I've ever seen about an airport. They actually have 3 different tiers of services, including Gateway, Quayside, and Jetside. I'll insert a little graphic that shows you the difference, but today we are doing the Quayside service where they'll actually be taking us on the electric buggy to our gate. They also did provide a VIP room with a butler so that I could show you guys the full experience. Last time I was here, I filmed a short and I had this really amazing butler and his name was Tyrion. And guess what? This time I came back and my butler is still Tyrion. He's honestly one of the kindest people I've ever met. It was so much fun just getting to see him and catch up with him. He told me that his goal is to become a pilot, which I thought was so cool. So inside the terminal itself, it has a full lounge. This includes an entire station for dim sum, local delicacies, any drink you could ever think of, a bar, a kids play area, private set of bathrooms and lots of different seating areas.
This is the VIP lounge where a lot of the VIPs and celebrities stay. Have you met some really cool people that
yes, ma'am.
you're not allowed to tell me about?
We are not allowed to disclose, but yes, there's a lot of.
So this week is a Taylor Swift concert here in Singapore.
She
So I know she went through but I'm sure you see a lot of cool people coming through this week, right?
Definitely.
Wonderful. I am so incredibly excited to be filming this video for you guys. We're currently at the CIP terminal at Changi Airport. It's a private terminal that you can actually fly into, and I want to show you some of the coolest amenities that they have because this is probably one of the most epic things that I have ever experienced. Let me just give you a little tour because this actually comes with a private suite, and the suite also comes with a butler, which you guys just met, and should you need anything during this time, they are happy to assist you. So after entering the suite, this is actually what you see. So on the right hand side here, you will see all of the incredible awards and things that the CIP terminal has gotten. This is the Jet Quay service, and you can see lots of different awards, which is incredible. Over here, we actually have an office area. So if you want to get some work done before you jet off, this is a great place to do that. Lots of beautiful art pieces around. And then over here is probably my favorite part. So this is the suite. If you come over here, you will see that, there's plenty of seating. So if you have friends, you can bring lots of people. And over here, you'll actually see a large spread of lots of pastries and delicious things. So they actually have a menu, which you can see here. Based on this menu, you can order anything and everything you want. So here is the drinks menu. And then behind here, we also have food, entrees, dim sum, dessert. So honestly, go off. I would probably order every single one of these. And then over here, so kind of them to have this prepared. This is so beautiful. It actually says Miki Rai as my name, which is so cool. I don't think I've ever seen pastries this pretty before. And then up front here, I can't say this isn't my favorite part. First of all, let's address the fact that they have a Samsung frame. This is a TV that I would love to have in my home, but this is a fancy TV, so very cool. You can obviously watch TV shows and things, and you can control the channel, whatever you'd like. This basket is actually snacks to go. So you can take any and all the snacks that you want, and they already thought ahead. They knew that you probably wouldn't have luggage space, so they actually have bags here prepared, and these bags you can take with you on the go. So this is very cool. Inside the snack bin, we have Singapore chili crab. Wow, that looks incredible. Also have Irvin's. Oh my gosh, they have the salted egg fish skin. We have Cheeto Puffs. This is actually their very special Super Mario collab, so very recent. And then, of course, some Pringles, similar to Pringles. And then mints, actually gums. You cannot buy or sell gum in Singapore, so mints are a great alternative. And then over here, there is another bag too. There is cocoa strudel, and then nut crisps, lots of different things in here. And then a basket here that actually has lots of amenities. If you need a dental kit or a comb, slippers, water to go, as well as towels. So that's wonderful. This is one of the coolest travel experiences I've ever been able to participate in. So I'm so honored that they invited me to show you a little bit of an inside look of what the CIP private terminal looks like.
The suite also has a little peek of the outside and natural lighting peeking through. Overall, this is definitely a very private and luxurious way to travel. I try to think about the public figures and the celebrities that might have been sitting in the same spot that I was sitting here. And the craziest part is that while I was there, if you told me to name the 3 celebrities that I would have wanted to meet the most, I ran into somebody who was in my top 3. This is me silently freaking out in the suite because I never thought that this moment would ever happen in my life. And then it was time to head to the gate. For security reasons, I'm not able to film this part, but they do have a private immigration officer in that terminal. They check your passport and then you'll be on your way. Then we took a buggy to get to the gate. Because we had a little bit of extra time, I asked my butler Tyrion if there was any way that we could see Jewel. I feel like everybody knows about the iconic Jewel waterfall, and so I really wanted to see it before I left Singapore. Fun fact, Jewel is not in the actual airport, so you do need to take a little sky train to get there. I don't know about you guys, but my carry-on is literally always so heavy and stuffed to the brim. The best part of the buggy is not having to worry about carrying it. They also allot time for shopping in the terminal if there are any last-minute duty-free purchases that you would like to make. I ended up stopping by and buying a couple of things before ultimately heading to the gate. There is a final security checkpoint at the gate, so make sure you don't get any liquids because you do have to dump them out at this point. Thank you again to Jet Quay for being so kind and allowing me to document this experience. It was definitely a memory for a lifetime. And that was everything from my Singapore trip. This was such a cool and epic experience, and over the last couple of years, I've been learning so much about travel hacking. Yes, it is entirely possible to travel hack and be able to fly business class just by using points. And believe me, I know that the price of business class flights are not cheap, but sometimes if you find the right routes at the right time with the right transfer partners, when you book with points somehow, the conversion ends up being something that is very affordable. And before we end this video, of course, I have to acknowledge that without you, there would not be me. Thank you for being here, thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for supporting me. It's thanks to you guys that I get to be who I am today, and there's not a single day that I take that for granted. Please consider subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!